the strategy of the enemy is to pull people apart. Technology does not replace the fellowship of the brethren. Good morning. You're welcome to Daily Dose. I bring you word from the Lord, Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 25. It says, let us not give up the habit of meeting together as some are doing. Instead, let us encourage one another all the more, since you see that the day of the Lord is coming nearer. So the strategy of the enemy is to pull people apart. Technology does not replace the fellowship of the brethren. There is a tendency for people to say, I have an online church. There is absolutely nothing called the online church. There is what we call the physical gathering of people, where you have corporate worship, corporate prayer, and then you can actually have some form of impartation by reason of that particular experience. And this is what the admonition from Hebrews chapter 10 verse 25 says. It says that let us not forget, let us not forsake the assembly of the brethren. There is an assembly that the brethren actually brings together, the presence of people, which is why care is being administered in that confines, in that particular space. The enemy sows discord, and some people have had a bad experience, probably even in that same fellowship or in that same gathering. And that has necessitated, not wanting to be, in fellowship with people. It's not a valid point at all to bring you into that place where you stop, fellowshipping with the brethren. Fellowshipping with the brethren is an essential part of our lives. And the more you do that, the more you see that you cannot afford to do life alone. Some people will say certain things, and that's why, you see Daniel in the gathering of his friends, for instance. This is where he energizes himself. That when they got threatened, by the king, they had to come back together and then they prayed it through. When Peter got threatened by those people, he went back into his company. You must have a company that you pray together and you fellowship. Fellowship is an essential aspect of our lives, and we must take it extremely seriously. And the reason why you must take it seriously is because it is critical to our growth. And growth in that way is not alone. Ever since COVID-19, a lot of people are drawn back into certain space where they really don't want to talk to people. They don't want to fellowship. They don't want to do a lot of things and stuff. And this is where power is leaking in the lives of people, because most of them actually did some of these things on a social base, which means they got involved with people socially rather than it being an essential part of their life. So it's important to note that the way and manner in which we thrive in the kingdom is in association. Collaboration is essential, where you fellowship with the other people which are brethren. And that's why when you see the enemy or lion, for instance, when they want to hunt, they look for those people who are alone. And the scripture says he sets the solitary in families, which means anyone who seems to be alone, you are placed in the confines of a family setting. And God never wants us to be alone. Even from the beginning, he looked at man. He says it's not good for man to be alone. And the reason why the enemy does this is that when he wants to target anyone, he ensures that he isolates them. And that's why you see some people battling with depression, and they do that by themselves alone. And then the enemy has a way of prowling on that and using it to his own advantage. So please join a local church. Even if you are a Christian and say, I'm tired, join a local church. It's even better that you don't participate, but be in a physical gathering where other people are worshiping God. I hope that has helped you this morning. Until tomorrow, when I bring you another word on another episode of the Daily Dose. Keep liking, sharing, and subscribe. God bless you.